The wild doesn't give you a heads up before chaos erupts. One second the grass is calm, and the next it's a brutal test of nerves and muscle. Out here, there's no truce between lions and hyenas, just brief intermissions in a war that's been raging forever. A massive male lion patrols his turf with the swagger of a king. He changes the vibe just by showing up. The hyenas recognize that outline. They know the power in his stride and the muscle under those battle scars, but empty stomachs can make even the smartest animals do stupid things. Trouble starts brewing in the shadows at the edge of the clearing. The whole hyena squad rolls up, fanning out to test the defenses. That cackling noise isn't a joke. It's a tactical battle cry. They use their numbers as a weapon and teamwork as armor. They aren't looking for a brawl. They're looking to loot, provoke, and see how much they can get away with. The lion freezes. Everything hangs on this split second. Backing down looks weak, but attacking is a gamble. He pivots, locking eyes with the nearest pest. The pack circles, cocky but cautious, knowing one wrong move sends them to the grave. Suddenly the lion launches like a missile. Dirt flies as 400 pounds of pure aggression hits top speed. Panic tears through the clan as they scramble. One hyena slips, misjudging the gap by an inch. That inch costs him his life. The lion crashes and turning the scene into a blur of dust and violence. He isn't hunting for food. He's laying down the law. The rest of the pack goes ballistic, darting in to distract him and save their buddy. But getting within striking range of a furious male is a price few are willing to pay. The lion doesn't hesitate. His message is loud and clear, written in violence. Out here, you don't talk about being the boss, you prove it. And this scrap is just the opening act in a never-ending cycle of beef and payback. If you want to see how crazy this ancient feud gets, and how fast the tables turn, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stick around. The next showdown raises the stakes big time. The lion doesn't bother chasing them down. He doesn't have to. In the wild, discipline is just as scary as rage. As the dust settles, the hyenas regroup safely out of range, watching and taking notes. This war isn't one in one fight. It's a game of chess played with teeth. Nearby, the wind carries the heavy smell of a fresh kill. Now the odds flip in the hyenas' favor. A young male lion is wolfing down meat, looking over his shoulder. He's tough, but he's flying solo. No backup. Then the shapes start moving in the dark. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 5. They creep in slowly, almost polite, until the switch flips. The heat turns up immediately. They tighten the noose, nipping and lunging to make him spin around. Every second he spends fighting them off is a bite he isn't taking. The hyenas are pros at this. They're patient thieves who win by wearing you down. The lion roars and swipes, but fresh enemies keep taking the place of the scared ones. The momentum swings. One hyena dashes in and snags a chunk of meat. Another follows suit. The lion snaps, grabbing nothing but air. He's strong, sure, but energy runs out eventually. Hunger makes you sloppy. Even a king can get overrun when he's alone. Finally, the young buck cuts his losses and backs off. The mob swamps the prize, winning through stubbornness rather than muscle. There's no victory lap, just efficient eating. In the bush, the winner isn't always the strongest. It's the one who refuses to quit. But the savannah doesn't let anyone relax for long. Heavy footsteps vibrate through the ground. A dark, commanding presence approaches. The hyenas freeze, they know that walk. A dominant male lion steps into the light and the rules change instantly. The clan scatters, abandoning the food in a heartbeat. Order is restored, swift and brutal. That's the reality of survival here. Who's on top changes by the minute. What saves you right now could kill you later. The biggest lesson, knowing when to stand your ground and when to run for your life. If you're hooked on the strategy, the tension, and the raw instinct, hit like, subscribe, and keep watching. Because in the next chapter, someone doesn't run fast enough. Arrogance kills faster than fear. Timing is everything, and stalling invites death. A small crew of hyenas is chilling, near a den, letting their guard down for a second too long. The terrain hides the threat, the wind masks the noise, and doom creeps in silently. A lioness explodes from the tall grass. It's a surgical strike, fast and ruthless. The hyenas bolt, instincts screaming run. The adults hit the open field, but the rookie lacks experience. One young hyena jukes the wrong way, losing precious ground. That split-second error changes everything. The lioness cuts off the exit route like a pro. She isn't mad, she's in total control. The rest of the clan barks and bluffs from the sidelines, trying to find an opening, but the door is shut. She's a powerhouse, but she's not suicidal. She holds her ground, knowing a mob can turn the tide if she gets sloppy. The hyenas sense the tension and press in, but nobody wants to be the first to die. Every step forward is a gamble. Seconds feel like hours. Then the game changes. Movement on the horizon. Backup arrives. The hyena clan realizes they're outgunned and bails before things get ugly. The lioness steps back, satisfied the message was delivered. Not every fight ends in a chase. Sometimes survival is just about drawing a line in the sand and walking away alive. Both sides retreat, egos bruised but bodies intact. This rivalry never truly ends. It just hits the pause button and waits for the next slip-up. And the next mistake is going to have a much higher price tag. If these high-stakes moments keep you glued to the screen, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below, because Chapter 4 shows what happens when aggression crosses the point of no return. The next round kicks off with a fatal error. A lone hyena wanders across an invisible line, drifting way too deep into enemy territory. No backup crew laughing behind him this time. Just open fields, fading light, and a false sense of safety. The lion clocks him instantly. He drops low muscles coiled like springs. This isn't a food run, it's border patrol. When he bursts forward, he closes the gap in a heartbeat. The hyena sprints, zigzagging and burning every ounce of fuel. Speed has saved him before. Today, it's not enough. The lion connects. Dust flies as raw power slams into panic. The hyena fights for its life, twisting and biting, using every trick in the book. For a second, hope flickers. Then the lion's massive weight comes down, pinning the head and ending the struggle for good. Watching from a safe perimeter, the rest of the pack remains frozen, understanding the deadly stakes all too well. Going toe-to-toe with a mature male lion is a suicide mission that usually guarantees a rising body count. Having the numbers advantage is meaningless when nobody has the guts to strike the first blow. The great cat pins his adversary just long enough to etch a permanent lesson into its memory. This isn't a frenzy. It is a calculated assertion of authority. Once the point has been made, he loosens his jaws and recoils, granting the battered scavenger a chance to scramble away with its life, albeit limping. It is a display of absolute sovereignty, executed with zero compassion and unwavering force. As the hyena vanishes into the tall grass, it takes a harsh education along with its wounds. Out here on the plains, staying alive requires more than just brute strength or fleeing speed. It demands an acute awareness of the terrain, a healthy respect for territory, and the wisdom to know exactly when boldness turns into a death sentence. However, this ancient blood feud rarely concludes with such a disciplined show of mercy. We are about to witness the brutal consequences when patience runs dry, and nature decides to hand down its ultimate punishment. To witness the grim finale of this eternal war, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep watching. Chapter 5 brings a closure from which there is no running away. In this ultimate showdown, the time for warning shots and tactical withdrawals has passed. The clan makes a catastrophic error in judgment. Blinded by the scent of blood and an empty stomach, they loiter around a carcass, banking on the safety of their pack size. Yet authority in the bush isn't determined by hope. It is dictated by who actually stands their ground. The titan of the pride moves into the light, bringing the full weight of his lineage with him. Chaos erupts instantly, as bravado dissolves into sheer terror. The scavengers burst apart like shrapnel, but one unfortunate soul lags behind a fraction of a second too slow. The lion launches himself with nightmarish velocity, erasing the gap before the hyena can even process its doom. The moment contact is made, the story ends. It isn't a fight. It's an execution. Raw power and massive bulk meet surgical precision. Any fight left in the victim evaporates, as the lion dismantles its defenses. From the safety of the perimeter, the rest of the clan stands statue, still painfully aware that jumping in would only add to the body count. Staying alive sometimes requires watching a comrade expire. A heavy, suffocating quiet descends upon the scene. The victor towers over his conquest, his supremacy absolute and indisputable. This isn't malice. It is simply the machinery of the ecosystem correcting itself. The scavengers will regroup for another attempt, and the kings will rise to stop them. The wheel keeps turning, but it ruthlessly crushes anyone who misses a step. These violent collisions teach a harsh truth, while cunning numbers and ferocity are vital, discernment is king. A single lapse in judgment, crossing an invisible line by an inch, results in a swift and irreversible death sentence from the wild. Such is the reality of existence at the apex of the hierarchy. It isn't about heroism or villainy. It is simply the unvarnished truth of nature. For more raw, unfiltered tales from the wilderness, where brute force meets tactical genius, smash that like button, subscribe to our community, and ring the notification bell to ensure you are front and center for the next battle.